4 months ago, I passed my check ride, my PBL check ride, private pilot license check ride, and I should have been celebrating. Instead, I was checking my email every single day, wondering if my pilot license will ever arrive. And honestly, there were moments when I thought this dream was never going to happen because what nobody sees behind a pilot license is the reality. The night shifts, the weekend sacrifice, thousand euros spent, the paperwork, the stress, and in my case, I almost didn't make it. During my training, I made a mistake that nearly cost my entire life, and dead, like gone. Today I'm going to tell you the entire history, the completely history, how a kid working nights in restaurant managed to earn a pilot license, and why getting this license turns out to be harder than learning to fly. So stay tuned. People often see the uniform, people see the airplanes, in Instagram histories, Facebook, whatever, but they don't see the bills, the money. To get this license, I spent almost 15,000 euros, and unluckily, like many people, I wasn't getting financial support. I was paying everything by myself. Every night after school, I went to work in a restaurant, weekends, light shifts, long days, then waking up and going to fly. There were times when I felt exhausted, like I can't do it no more. Time when I questioned whether it was worth it or no, man. But every flight hours I paid for felt like buying a small piece of my future. I wasn't buying flights or booking fly or whatever. I was buying freedom, based for my future, for me, in a cockpit, pilot, and steps. There is something I have never fully talked about. Early in my flight training, I made a decision that could have ended very badly. I didn't properly check the weather before flying. My mistake. I get it, right? At the time, I thought I could work around it. I saw a cloud ahead and I decided to avoid it. The problem, while I was trying to avoid one cloud, I flew into another. Suddenly, visibility disappeared. The horizon disappeared. Everything became confusing and I was scared flying in instrument weather conditions. And for the first time in my life, and I'm serious, I understand how quickly things can go wrong in aviation and in life in general. Thankfully, I got out of this situation, but that experience changed me forever. It taught me a lesson every pilot eventually learns. The weather doesn't care about your plans. The weather doesn't care about your schedule. And aviation punish arrogance immediately, like straight. If you are arrogant in aviation, bad news for you. That flight made me and I'm sweat to God, made me a better and safe pilot. Because from that day forward, I respect weather in a completely different way. Before anything, the weather is bad, no take off. If I doubt of whether it would change, whatever, no. And yes, I learned my lessons. I almost died in this day, and was really, I don't know, was really scared. I can't put the footage here, but was scared, man. After all the studying, after all the flying, the cool part, after passing the check ride, the famous check ride, I thought the hard part was over, and I was wrong. Then came the paperwork, AESA. Weeks turned into months. I had complete high school in Spain, right? I studied here, I'm living here, I'm from Houston, but I live here. I had already provided documentation, everything. Yet I keep receiving requests for more paperwork. Documentation I had already sent, information they already had, and every response took weeks, sometimes 20 days just to receive an answer. I start checking my email constantly every morning, every afternoon, every night, waiting. I was like, damn, why? Nothing. Then more paperwork, more waiting, more delays. Well, I was very sad, man. And at one point, they told me I needed the language competency certified, the CAO, despite of having complete education here in Spain, the nationality, Spain, everything. And the process became mentally exhausted, and eventually I fell into a depression. I was depressed. Yeah, I was depressed. Not because I fell, because I was already past my check ride, but because I felt trapped. Imagine achieving your goal and don't be able to touch it. Like have your license, book your flight, go to whatever you want. That is exactly how I felt it. A little bit depressed and rare, man. Then one day I was eating in my home. The email arrived after months of doubt, after months of stress, after months of feeling stuck. Like, my pilot license was finally approved. I remember opening that email, reading it again and again, just to make sure it was real. Because after everything that happened, part of me couldn't believe it. When you have this feeling of, is that real? But there it was, proof that every sacrifice had been worth it. License represent much more than flying airplanes, being pilot. It represents every night shift, every weekend work, every euro saved, and the money cost. To have money cost. Every setback, every doubt, every obstacle, and every moment when quitting would have been easier. Like, throw the towel, I'm done, fuck it. And if you are currently chasing a dream and it feels like it is impossible, keep going. You don't need a perfect circumstance. You just need enough of determination to take next step. For 4 months, I passed my check ride, and today I'm finally hold my pilot license. And this is only the beginning. So if you are here, please subscribe, comment, let me know what do you think, and I'm gonna show you my license. We were here. Here it is. So now I'm currently in my ATVL, and soon I will start. The next week I think I will start my time building. So stay tuned for more content. Please subscribe, drop a comment, share. See you in the next one, man. Peace.